I'll never forget the look on Kelly's face. She was frozen, staring at the Ouija board like it was a bomb about to go off. The planchette slid again, spelling out the same message we'd seen 3 times already. L-E-A-V-E. "Who are you talking to?" I asked, my voice shaking. It didn't answer. The planchette moved slowly, deliberately, like someone was dragging it with invisible hands. L-E-A-V-E. I should have listened. This happened 3 years ago. I'm 28 now, but I still can't sleep if there's a Ouija board anywhere in the house. Sometimes, I even feel like I can still hear it sliding across the board, whispering that same word over and over in my head. I never wanted to use it in the first place, but peer pressure has a funny way of making you do stupid things. It all started at my friend Danny's house. He'd just moved into this old place in Massachusetts that had been sitting empty for years. It was a classic New England-style house, creaky wooden floors, narrow hallways, and windows that rattled when the wind blew. Danny loved how authentic it felt, but to me, it felt wrong, like the house didn't want us there. That night, a group of us gathered for a small housewarming party. It was me, Danny, Kelly, her boyfriend Mark, and Emily. We were all in our mid-20s, just hanging out, drinking, and joking around. At some point, Danny brought out this dusty old Ouija board he said he found in the attic. "Let's see if it works," Danny said, grinning. "No way," Kelly said immediately. "Those things are bad news." "Come on, it's just a game," Mark said, rolling his eyes. "I don't know," I added. "I've heard some messed up stories." Danny waved us off and set the board on the coffee table in the middle of the living room. The lights were dim, and the room had this weird energy, like the air was thicker than usual. Despite my hesitation, I ended up sitting down with the others. I didn't want to be the only one left out. "Let's just ask some dumb questions," Danny said, laughing. "It's probably fake anyway." We all put our fingers on the planchette. Danny asked the first question. "Is there anyone here with us?" For a long moment, nothing happened. Then slowly, the planchette began to move. At first, I thought Danny was pushing it, but the look on his face told me he wasn't. It slid to yes. Kelly's eyes widened. "You're messing with me," she said, pulling her hand away. "I'm not," Danny said, holding up his hands. "I swear." Emily laughed nervously. Okay, let's ask another one." Mark leaned forward. "What's your name?" The planchette hesitated, then began to move again. It spelled out N-O-N-E. "What the hell does that mean?" I asked. Danny shrugged. "Maybe it doesn't have a name. Or maybe it's lying," Kelly muttered. She was biting her nails, looking around the room like she expected something to jump out of the shadows. Emily asked the next question. "Do you want us here?" The planchette moved faster this time, almost like it was impatient. It slid to no. The room went quiet. None of us were laughing anymore. "All right, maybe we should stop," Kelly said, her voice shaky. But Danny wasn't done. "Why don't you want us here?" he asked. The planchette moved again, spelling out L-E-A-V-E. "Okay, seriously, stop messing with me," Kelly said, glaring at Danny. "I'm not doing anything," Danny snapped. We all agreed to keep our hands on the planchette, but now I could feel the tension in the room. My stomach was in knots. "Who are we talking to?" I asked. The planchette didn't move for a moment, then slid to the letters H-I-M. "Him? Who's him?" Emily whispered. Before we could ask anything else, the planchette jerked violently, like it had been yanked. It moved so fast that we all gasped. It spelled out again, L-E-A-V-E. Danny's lamp flickered, and the temperature in the room dropped. I swear I could see my breath for a second. Kelly stood up. I'm done. This isn't funny anymore. The moment she let go of the planchette, we all heard it. A loud, heavy knock came from somewhere upstairs. 3 slow knocks spaced out like whoever, or whatever, was knocking wanted us to know it was there. Mark laughed nervously. Okay, now someone's playing a prank, right? But we all knew none of us had gone upstairs. Maybe it's the wind, Emily said weakly. Danny looked pale, but he forced a grin. Let's check it out. No way, Kelly said, backing toward the door. Danny and Mark grabbed flashlights and started up the stairs. I stayed behind with Kelly and Emily, trying to convince them, and myself, that it was nothing. But deep down, I felt it. We weren't alone in that house. The guys were gone for a few minutes, and then we heard them yelling. They came running down the stairs, their faces white as sheets. There's someone up there, Danny said, breathing hard. I saw. He stopped, shaking his head like he couldn't even describe it. We need to leave, Kelly said. She grabbed her bag and headed for the door, but when she turned the knob, it wouldn't budge. What the hell? She said, rattling it harder. It's locked. Danny ran to the back door, but it wouldn't open either. The windows wouldn't budge, and our phones suddenly had no signal. And then it happened again. The knocks. 3 slow, heavy knocks. But this time, they came from the living room wall, right next to us. The Ouija board slid off the coffee table and hit the floor with a loud smack. The planchette moved on its own, spelling out Leave. Emily screamed, and I felt something cold brush against my arm, like icy fingers. I turned around, but no one was there. That was the last straw. Danny grabbed the Ouija board, threw it in the fireplace, and lit it on fire. The second the flames consumed it, the air felt lighter, and the doors unlocked. We didn't waste any time. We ran out into the night and never looked back. Danny moved out a week later, and none of us ever talked about that night again. But sometimes I wonder, was it warning us? Or was it something worse? Something that wanted us to leave so it could have the house, and whoever stayed in it, for itself? All I know is, I'll never touch a Ouija board again.